now, through the miracles of modern technology, zany worldwide banner featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim in an on-topic, off-topic free-for-all. Welcome to the Gun Talk After Show.
It's the After Show of Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. Over there in the corner where he deserves to be is Jim Kinsey.
Hey, man, I got my little dunce cap on. It fits great.
Good man. Michelle, your work is already completed. You've got him where you want him.
That's right. Yeah, he's definitely over there. I'm not sure if it's a dunce cap or if he's just got his hair up.
Ooh. Ba-dum-bum.
Well, now. Parking cones or something.
having one of those hair days, are we?
Well, it was funny because we recently had somebody come into the store and say they loved the conversation we had about Jim's hair being involved in the radio show as a holster.
Stick all
when you got that much hair, man, there's no telling what you're going to pull out.
That's right. I figure.
Oh, you need a bipod? I've got one. I think there's one in there somewhere. Okay.
I figure at my age, if I can grow it, go for it.
That's right.
Well, no kidding. Be proud. Exactly right. Holy cow. Michelle Cleland, what have you been doing?
Oh, a little bit of everything and probably too much of everything at the same time. Working, we were just at a shoot this weekend. We take part with some skirmishing and now the radio show. So what more could you want for a weekend? It just completes everything.
That's kind of redundant, isn't it? Because the radio show is kind of skirmishing also.
It's true.
No doubt.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I'll tell you what, let's get some callers in here. Ted has joined us out of Oakland, California. Hey, Ted, you are now on the after show. How can we help you?
Yeah, I called in about my KAR 88 Mauser. Well, it's not a Mauser. It's prior to the Mauser. It's called a commission rifle. Are you familiar with this?
Yes, I am. Well, I am now that I've looked it up. I am.
I have the carbine. In fact, the stop on it was done in a concentration camp. I don't know where, but it's got all kinds of inlay in it. It's really neat. But I want to shoot it. It's in fine condition, but everybody says you should use a lower pressure than the 8mm round that was built for it. The one like the Remington stuff we shoot today, I shoot a regular 8 Mauser, but they say it's too high a pressure.
And I don't know if that's the case.
S on top of the barrel or of the receiver, and an NM below 88. Now, those are two marks that say that everything's been upgraded, but I just want to know what's safe for it. And I thought maybe somebody out there in the field could give us a talk on that. I'm not. Also, I wanted to mention my assault rifle I bought in 1956. It's called a Remington Woodsmaster 30-06 with a removable clip. That's going to be a
That's true.
In California.
And it's a whole lot more powerful than an AR-15 because that 30-06 is a big cartridge compared to a little 223.
Yeah, that's a Model 70. I bought that thing in 1956, brand new. And now I'm 75 years old, 76 years old. And now we've got a banned weapon, and they're going to have to come take my weapon away from me.
Well, on your 8mm, are you a hand loader, I guess is the first question. Reloader.
On some, I can, yes. I shoot 8mm.
Okay, then if you can hand load for it, you can find some powders that will produce lower pressures. Something like, and I'm not recommending this, but Trail Boss is a powder that comes to mind. It's a lower pressure. You can have very reduced loads with it. And I will bet if you poke around a little bit, you can find some loads for Trail Boss powder and use that. And that would be a very safe load in that rifle.
That would be, yeah. I never thought about that. You're right, because I haven't advertised that as a lower pressure for the old cowboy weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I think that's where I would go. I'd be looking for a load of Trail Boss. It'd be fun to shoot. It wouldn't kick a lot. You wouldn't put a lot of stress on your rifle. And you'd be okay. You'd be safe. So that's where I would head with it.
It's sure beautiful. I don't want to get the range and shoot it, It's just a nice piece. And it's nice to shoot a weapon that's over 100 years old like that,
Exactly. Just a lot of history there, and it's fun to kind of go back. It's kind of like that skirmishing you're talking about, Michelle. using either replicas or those old guns, and you're going, that you're really making a connection to history when you do that, aren't you?
Yes, you are. You're just completing that circle. It's fun to know the history that goes along with it. And believe it or not, people that just come out to the range, that's really what they're looking for. So when they see those old rifles, it's fun to have the story and the history that goes with them.
No kidding. It really is. Well, and think about it. The guns that we have that belong to our fathers, grandfathers, whatever, there's the family history. There's stories. Every time you pick that gun up, you go, yeah, I remember the time we were deer hunting and we were out and either we got a deer or we got stuck or whatever it is, they're a vehicle for our personal history too.
Right. I always share with people that if you have one of those rifles that's being handed down in the family, to write some stories about it, write some of the histories with it, because that information gets handed down, but the stories change or get, or
record it or do a video. Or,
yeah, either way. Well, but it's neat because, so many times you pick up guns like, if it could just talk to you, if it could just tell me the history, because a lot of these guns are originals that people are shooting. They're not the replicas. So
what I like where you're going with that, Jim. I like recording. We all have these pocket video recorders with us now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And what we should all be doing is, Granddad, here's that old rifle of yours, your old shotgun, hand it to him, tell me about that gun, and just roll the video on your phone. Mm-hmm. And get him just to talk about the whole thing. Grandma, that revolver you've always told me about? Tell me that story again. I just want to get that. And now you bank it, you put it in the cloud so that you've got it, your kids have got it, everybody's got those stories.
Bounce it to a little SD card and keep it in the gun case.
Oh,
that way it's with the gun, yeah.
Oftentimes when we get these older guns into the store, just kind of a side note, lots of times when you take that recoil pad off and you're taking it apart and you're cleaning it or you're checking things out, lots of times there's information stuffed into those stocks.
Really?
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean like notes and things?
Yep, notes, maybe something that's happened with the guns, and it's just neat. It's just fun to share that information. So, yeah, know your history.
Don't you think that there are people who are not into the guns, they don't really get that aspect of it at all, the stories, the connections, the family, the multi-generational thing?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure of that. And the guns that we have now, they're different. It's a different time frame, but they're still going to live on, we hope, long after we're gone. And, they're passed around and they're used and they change from state to state and family to family. And, yeah, it's just neat to record that little bit of history and share.
No kidding.
You can't put a price on sentimental value.
$12.97.
Oh, okay.
I just put a price on it.
You did,
so there
yes.
You go.
Yeah, technically you did, yeah.
Thanks for proving me wrong.
Sure, there you go. Anytime. I'm your guy right there. Let's go talk to Vince. Vince is somewhere in South Carolina there. Hey, Vince, thanks for calling in.
I recently bought an Intrepid Arms RAS 12,
okay.
and I haven't got to shoot it yet. I understand need to do like a 25-round break-in period, and I only have one magazine that requires a 7.62 modified 10-round magazine, and but it looks like it's going to be a real fun piece to shoot. And originally I just bought it for home protection, and but anyway, I was just wondering if you knew anybody that's shot one or anyone that has one, and maybe get some feedback on the break-in period.
Okay, so the RAS-12 is like an AK-looking action, but it's a 12-gauge shotgun, right?
It is a actual AK lower, and it's and they manufacture the upper that goes right on it. It really is an AK.
Okay. Well, as far as breaking in, the system there is really, really easy. Go out and shoot it a bunch. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, lube the heck out of it. Use a good gun lube on it, and kind of heavy up on the lube, and then just shoot it. Just have a bunch of fun with it. I mean, that's you know the deal. Eyes and ears, good eye protection, good hearing protection, and lots of ammo. And bring some friends, because when you get tired of shooting it, they'll still shoot it. If you're supplying the ammo, they'll help you break it in.
I hear you. It's really interesting. The ammo is unique also, but it's a really cool deal. I'm looking forward to getting out and shooting it. Things slow down here soon. So.
Well, good deal. Well, that's all you need to do is just go take it out and shoot it. Honestly, breaking in a gun is pretty much as simple as that. Lube it up, shoot it, and then, oh yeah, did I mention when you're done, clean it, because that's the part that a lot of people forget. When you're first shooting a gun, and look, I appreciate the call. Michelle, when you're first shooting a gun, you've got rough edges and parts and things, and it kind of needs to wear in. And when it does that, burnishing, filing, metal, and those little metal pieces can get in the oil. That's why you got to clean all that off after you finish, right?
Right. And we always recommend, you can take it out and you can shoot it, but we always recommend that you clean it first. It gets, they package these things in cardboard boxes, and there's cardboard remnant pieces, there's, lint, there's all kinds of things that can build up in them. So absolutely, take them out, clean them, get your best accuracy. And, in the case of rifles, which is more, I guess, a bigger deal as far as breaking in than pistols or shotguns go, you're shooting a shot, cleaning, and you're just keeping that accuracy as best as it can be with every single shot. And then eventually you're shooting 5 shots and cleaning, and then 10 shots and cleaning, and it just goes on and on. But, you want the gun to be the cleanest and the most accurate they can be with every shot. The only way to do that is to keep them clean.
So you're saying if I shoot enough, I never have to clean it eventually?
Right. Yes,
right,
Jim.
great,
Yes,
thanks.
yes.
Yeah, because it'll stop working. Yes.
Touché.
Or if you're like Tom, you just send them off to somebody and have them cleaned, right? Because that's what I do.
That's right. So, this was dirty.
Yeah, I'll send that one off. I've got another one.
This is so last week. I'm just not going to do that. Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, don't I wish. Anyway, let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We can talk about gun cleaning and other unnecessary and esoteric things. We'll be right back.
No matter what gun you have, you want it to hit harder, shoot faster and flatter, and be more accurate. You get all that with the ammunition from Double Tap. Double Tap's experts select the best bullets, then load them to higher velocities while keeping safe pressures. Shoot small groups. Shoot farther. Use custom hunting loads in your handgun or rifle. Even fire 2 projectiles with 1 shot. DoubleTapAmmo.com. That's DoubleTapAmmo.com.
The Ruger American Rifle is a 100% American-made firearm that offers outstanding performance at a great price. Available in standard size and compact models, it features power bedding integral bedding blocks, a Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger, a flush-fit 4-round rotary magazine, and a 3-lug bolt with 70-degree throw. Compact models feature a shorter length of pull and a shorter barrel for a reduction in overall length of more than 5 inches. The Ruger American Rifle, another rugged, reliable firearm from Ruger.
All right, we're back with more of the after show with Jim and Michelle. And I loved our call, guys, from our lady in Texas. And I said, well, what are you going to do, if they come to take the gun? She says, I got a truck and I have gas. And I'm not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good grandma.
Yeah, good grandma. That's right. She's been shooting a long time and just not going to put up with that. She doesn't like the socialists, didn't like the socialism, and just seen this country going to hell in a handbasket, by golly.
That was Diana out of Waco.
Aha.
She was cool. She was like our caller of the week.
Yeah, no kidding. Exactly.
Well, there's a word that I want to share with you, Tom, and you probably know this word, and it's oligarchy. Have you heard of this before?
That's a type of ice cream, isn't it?
I don't know. Oh. Maybe it's a local thing. I've never heard of that.
No. Yes, the oligarchy. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. So that would be the basically a government being run by the oligarchs or the very rich people.
The elites.
What I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Elites.
Yep. So they rule their country for corrupt or selfish purposes. And, you just kind of wonder, where we are. Democratic,
that's
oligarchic.
And the thing is, oligarchy is not a bad thing as long as you're part of the oligarchy.
Right.
Now, if you're anybody else, it's really Suck City. It's terrible out there, but
Suck City. I'm going to use that.
Suck City, USA. What is that?
Sounds like a new song. I'll have to.
No, I thought Jim was going to go into Surfing USA.
Right?
I don't know.
Suck City.
Go ahead, Jim. You have it.
No. You'll have it next week. Trust me.
Yeah, you're right. It's the oligarchy. Think about it. And I've been thinking about that in terms of the Donald Trump, the never Trumpers. I think they are the oligarchy, the people in the Republican Party who are basically saying, we can't let him win because then we don't get to milk the system for millions upon millions of personal dollars. Even if Hillary wins, we can still get our money out of it, and it's not going to be that big a deal because I'm protected by anyway.
We're the good old boys. We can't have anybody affect that network.
It's concerning, and I'm like you guys are, I'm sure. You're seeing these stories that, okay, now we have the very clear evidence of the connection between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation and the contributions that ends up getting people access. Why is nobody screaming from the top of the rooftops, saying, what's going on? She needs to be indicted. She should be arrested. She should, at the very least, not even be considered as a presidential candidate. Where's the media on all this? Are they just that far in the tank on the whole deal?
Oh, no doubt.
Well, I'm right there with you guys. I'm sure that they're. We already know where they sit when you listen to their, I'm going to do air quotes here, reporting, unquote. But I think the only way that any kind of information gets taken seriously or gets questioned is when they believe that Donald Trump has gone off on a tyrant. Here we go. He's off calling people bigots. He's off calling, but that's when these issues get raised, or that's when things get researched. And maybe they're not really being researched, but they're at least brought to the forefront.
But everyth's got a twist to it. He could say good morning to a reporter, and they'd report that he wants me to have a miserable night. That's what he said.
Right. It's so over the top, the bias. She was selling secrets. She was selling access to the government. She was saying, you can get this deal with the State Department if you give me millions of dollars. I'm going to go make a speaking appointment with you. I'm going to get $250,000 to go talk to your group for 20 minutes, wink, 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 and then you'll be able to get the deal you want.
But this isn't anything new. This is something that we've been talking about on the radio for a long period of time.
With Hillary, what she's been doing it a long time, but what's new is we now have the written evidence. We've been saying it's going on. Everybody knew it was going on, but now we actually have the emails and the documentation, and of course, now State Department's going to hide her schedule until after the election, so we can't see which of the donors to the Clinton Foundation actually came to see her, or did she go meet with, to put that connection to go in there. So, we're going to release that, but we're going to do it after the election.
Well, we already know that people were given job opportunities that they have no background in getting due to donations. So where do you take it? Where do you go to get enough airtime or consideration of what's going on? Do you take it to your congressman? You take it to the senators? What do you do?
Well, take that and go a little further. Is there anything that we could find out that she has done that would turn her supporters? I think, or are they just so Kool-Aid driven that it doesn't matter now?
Yeah, I think there's a few that are on the fence that may come our way or just not vote, which is okay too. But the diehards are the diehards. She could kill a classroom full of kids, and there would be a reason why it's somebody else's fault, and it was media slanted, and it's ridiculous. When all this WikiLeaks stuff came out, they didn't deny any of the emails that Assange brought forward. They just said, well, that's illegal that he even did that.
I love it. It's like we're going to ignore the fact that we got caught breaking the law.
I was going to say, but what you did wasn't illegal.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. But it's a classic diversion move when you've got a base stupid enough to buy into it, and it works. It just, you shake your head, you go, that's what we're up against. We can't have intellectual arguments with these folks because they're Kool-Aid drinkers, like you said.
Yeah, they skirt it. You talk all the time, Tom, about how to talk with the media and how to do interviews and all that type of thing. This is all part of it. They skirt the question. Mm-hmm. They go around it. They give you a lot of verbiage that means nothing to your question.
And I'm not defending her, but all politicians do that.
Right.
When they're backs
they do.
against the wall.
No doubt.
No, they do.
No doubt. But the media's job is to get the answers, and they won't do that because they ask what's your favorite color? And now we moved on to the easy questions.
The deep stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit different than when you were at Mizzou, Tom, in journalism?
Just a smidge. Just a smidge, yeah. So I get an email from a guy that says, I found a unicorn. He went into a store and somebody had their money down on a Ruger precision rifle and then decided not to buy it. It's the funniest thing. He says, I thought, man, how to get that? He says, I turned around and he said, my wife will kill me. And he turned around and started walking away. He got like 10 feet away, turned around and says, my wife's going to kill me anyway, so I'm going to get it.
Smart person. Wow.
Yeah, really.
What an opportunity, because I tell you, there is a waiting list like you wouldn't believe on those rifles.
No doubt.
Okay, I told him, I said, look, dude, the bruises and the cuts will heal, but you'll still have the rifle. It's going to be okay.
You can't pass the bruises down to your nephews and your grandkids.
All that stuff's going to heal, It's fine. She'll probably come back. Well, don't worry about it.
People that are within the precision rifle series are pretty impressed with that over-the-counter manufactured rifle, by the way.
It's funny you say that. I keep talking to people they're kind of like very grudgingly, they don't want to say it's that good. They go, that rifle really shoots. Mm-hmm. And then they always say, and it's not expensive. Well, not expensive as rifles go, but it's not a $3,000 or $4,000 or $6,000 precision rifle. It's a $1,500 ballpark, something like that.
Yeah, they've made a little adaptions to them now, but they're right, $2,000 somewhere in that price point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shoot like a $5,000 or $6,000 rifle.
I was going to say, for under $3,000, you've got a great scope and rifle, and you're a third of the price of what your competitors are paying.
Well, I don't know. They're spending lots and lots of money on those scopes.
Right, but even if you put a $1,500
scope can cost more than the rifle.
Sure, but the bottom line is you're a third of what your competitors have put into their rigs.
Yeah.
And you're right up there with them.
Yes.
There's a story I'm trying to. I don't know if I can tell this. I don't know if I'm allowed, but let me just say this. Talking to Ruger, they have done a lot of stuff to that rifle, trying to figure out how good it is, including trying to mess it up. Let's put it that way. Okay, could we make this, how good is this, or is there a way to make it badly and doing things that normally would screw up a rifle completely for accuracy? And they say, we can't make it shoot bad. No matter what we do to it. I mean, whether it's, chambered, have a sloppy chamber, or doing this or doing that. We just can't make the rifle shoot bad.
Now, why is that?
Now, that's I don't know. I don't know if it's an inherent design that this thing is just fabulous. And it may be that. I mean, did I tell you guys what we did out the civilian marksmanship program range, the CMP range in Talladega, when Ryan was shooting that Ruger rifle? Had it dialed in at 400 yards, then shot it at 300, shot X-ring, dialed up the scope to 600, first shot, absolutely center punched as if you had walked out there and stuck a bullet into the X-ring at 600 yards.
He got lucky.
Did you put it down and walk away and say, that's right?
I'm done.
That's right. Hey,
I'm the man.
Drop a rifle, walk away. There you go.
See, that's when you should carry a microphone with him, just to have it.
That's right. You should have just
open mic, like in football. Yeah,
pocket mic.
Do your Apple earbuds count? I mean, it's got a mic in there.
Close enough.
It's really not the same thing. No. So drop the rifle and walk away. Okay, that's what it's all about. Okay.
There's varying degrees of accuracy with what just like with talking with Ryan McMillan today. I mean, there's things that can be done, and there's reasons why people spend that much money on these rifles. But man, for something to just go out and just start messing with.
Take that further. What if you took one of these rifles? Is there anything you need to do to it to compete?
There are people doing stuff to them. Now, you don't need to do anything to it to compete, but there are Facebook groups for the Ruger Precision Rifle, and they're talking about, well, we're doing this muzzle brake, or we're doing this treatment and this thing, and yeah, you're always tweaking, but, and Michelle, you know the drill. Mm-hmm. The last 2% will cost you another 100%.
Yeah.
So
the finer points.
If you want to go from, that, okay, yeah, it's shooting into 0.25, shooting quarter-minute groups, but I really need it to be in the ones, as they say. Well, you can get there, but now we're going to spend some money. But for most of us, we don't need that.
Yeah, you're happy the way that it is.
No kidding.
And for no more than what the common citizen does, you don't need anything better than that. Just like you talking about the CMP range there. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm done.
Yeah,
you've seen
what else
this.
do I want to do?
All right.
You literally can take that rifle, put a good scope on it, and go out and compete with it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, the competition is not about the rifle, it's about the shooter. You've eliminated most of what you need to worry about there, and you're not so good that the little bit of difference in the rifle is going to matter. You can work on the shooter part of it.
And it's a lot like racing. It's a lot like race cars. You can get a car that's dialed up great and put 3 different drivers in it. They're all going to get different times.
Well, they talk about, everything with the shooting sports and how what percentage is physical versus what percentage is mental. And as you age, that changes. It's either more physical in the beginning and mental in the end. You know what I'm saying?
No, you lost me at mental.
Yeah, Jim and I we said mental, and both of us went mental, and we went out the door on you. We're gone.
The amount of physical work that it takes to shoot a match.
We're messing with you, Michelle. Yes,
versus the mental. And people don't understand the mental training that most of these shooters go through. I mean, it is intense.
Absolutely.
They're drained at the end of the match, whether it's physical or mental or combo. But
I'm going to make one suggestion before we get out of here, and that is that we all give some thought to becoming better shots by not shooting. That sounds bizarre. But not going to the range exactly, or augmenting going to the range with either an airsoft or a BB gun, just to try to get as much trigger time as you can, whether it's in a garage or a hallway or whatever. It's just anything you can do to make you shoot better. Shoot more is going to help you shoot better. So
now, SIG, for example, has the guns that are direct replicas, right?
Yes, and there are others. Who is it? Umarex makes all these replica guns.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
And so, whether it's a Beretta 92 or a Smith & Wesson or whatever, there's probably an air gun replica or an airsoft replica that you can get that'll fit your holster and that'll work.
Yeah, see, I kind of want to flip that around, though, Tom. Okay. I want to pick up a gun I don't have in an air gun, practice with that, and then tell my wife, honey, I'm really good at this now. I'm going to have to buy this.
You're sneaky. I like that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that at first.
Yeah, that's devious, and I really appreciate that.
He's enabling. It's catchy.
Look who I work with.
Exactly right. It's just, what are you going to do?
Oh, yes, I'm the great enabler.
You got to have at least one person.
Enabling your need to buy more. You need a gun, and shooting is fun. Why buy one when you can buy 4?
Tell it, Jim. Tell it, brother.
Oh, yes, I'm the great enabler. Don't ask me if it's what you need. Just buy what you want. Your new gun you'll flaunt. Collecting is really not greed.
Well, on that I agree. It's really not.
Is 9mm really just right for me? But 40 is great. Just buy both. Don't you see?
Oh, we're this far. Let's go all the way with it.
Yes, I'm the great enabler. It's time you reloaded your own.
It's a good thing we won't do this show sober.
You'll save some cash and reduce muzzle flash. Keep buying, now you're in the zone. Reloaders are never alone.
Or brass scroungers.
Well, AR or AK.
Oh, there's more.
The choice is too hard, but there's really no cost. Just put both on the card.
Now we're talking debt, baby.
Yes, I'm the great enabler.
Gun debt. That's the best kind.
Enabling America.
That's always the rule. It's mags and sights, holsters, rails, and lights. With more stuff, you'll be tactical. We all want.
Wait for it.
To be.
Everybody now.
Tactical.
I'm so glad there's no video because you'd see us dancing back here.
God, I'm glad I can edit all that out.
And with that, there's really nothing left to say.
Go in debt, America.
That's right. Gun debt. It's worth it.
Surprised you don't have your own credit card. You have the Gun Talk credit card, MasterCard.
Oh, there we go.
I'm liking that one.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
Except at every gun store near you.
That's right. Or far away. It doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, you have a good week. We'll pick this up next week. But everybody's job to get out there and self-enable, because I can't be everywhere.
No, it's true.
All right.
Be good.
Everybody have a good week. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Tell your friends about the Gun Talk After Show, a more informal setting featuring Tom, Michelle, and Jim commenting on topics that are important to you. Available on iTunes and other podcatchers, and the Gun Dealio smartphone app for iPhone and Android.